Hey guys, what's up? My name's Chopper, and welcome everybody to the video today. Ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to be discussing are the top 10 tryhard combos in PUBG. Now, I asked a lot of you guys in my Discord server about what you think tryhards run in this game. So this is going to be a list of weapon combos that good players tend to run just because, you know, they perform really well, they've got a good synergy with one another, or they're just generally something that is considered part of the meta. And so we're going to go over all the tryhard combos today and talk about why they're so effective and so good. And if you think I missed any combos that should have made it on this list, then make sure you do let me know down below in the comment section what that weapon combo would be. If you guys don't mind, if you could spare a second to leave a like rating on the video, it is absolutely free and it helps me out so much, as well as make sure you do subscribe if you're brand new to the channel and if you want to see more videos like this around here. The amount of continued support that you guys still show on this channel is absolutely mind-blowing. It's very humbling to me, so thank you so much for that. But anyways, getting to the main program here, let's talk about the top 10 biggest tryhard combos in PUBG. Okay guys, coming in at the number 10 spot today is a very weird one. We're starting it out pretty strange. This is going to be the VSS plus the SKS combination. Now, personally, I wouldn't have rated this very high as being like a tryhard combo, as I don't see this a ton, but apparently, according to my Discord server, a lot of like good players you'll see will run a really strange weapon combo like this, because the VSS and the SKS, especially when they're both fully attached out, apparently is a really deadly combo. Now, a lot of you probably know my opinion on the VSS. I'm not really that much into it. I don't think it's a super good weapon, although it is very niche, but what I will say about this combo is that it surprisingly does work very well together, because believe it or not, the VSS is actually really good at close range, even though that's not necessarily what it's meant for. And then of course you have your long range and, you know, your medium to long range covered easily by the SKS. And the thing about this combo is that it shouldn't work. Like, these are two basically sniper rifles that you really, you know, probably wouldn't run together on any given day, but for some reason it's just like these two synergistically kind of work well. It's not conventional by any means, and it might not be something you can get your hands on every game, as the VSS still is pretty rare, you know, match to match, but if it's something that lines up for you, you might as well give it a try and then see what you think about it. Alright, now taking our number 9 spot today is a combo that I actually do completely understand. This is the M249 in the DP28. It's very solid at being just a squad suppression weapon. Now, of course, there is going to be some rarity to this combo, as the M249 is only in drop, so you need to be as lucky to get that and then also end up with the DP28 as well. But if you have both of these as a combination, even though they're both LMGs, it's surprisingly versatile. Like, you won't believe how effective at range the M249 actually is. If you put a 3 or 4 times scope on it, I wouldn't recommend really going any higher than that, but it can surprisingly pick people off at a medium range, and then the DP is still just insane up close. And another thing to mention about this combo is that just simply the fact that you will have more bullets than all of your enemies. Like, it's pretty much impossible for them to be able to outgun you if you're running this combination. So I wouldn't honestly recommend it in solos. It's going to be a little bit overkill. You'll have, you know, most of the time you'll have enough time between fights to get a reload in, but in squads, if you're going to be fighting multiple enemies, this might be a combo that you'll want to consider. I would agree. I'd say that this combo is fairly try-hard, or it is pretty sweaty. Okay, moving on, and coming in at number 8 is the M416 and the K9, the good old Kar 98. Now, the thing about this combo is that this is probably the most like classic try-hard combination, or the one that at least comes to mind for me when I think of a sweaty combo. And this is always like the go-to. I'm not sure why this combo in particular has grown on me, but it's probably the one that I agree with most. I think it's due to the fact that I've been running this combo basically since the game has come out. This has always been one of the best like synergy of combos that you can run, just period. And I've talked about this before. Another reason this combo is so attractive is because it doesn't have any weaknesses. A lot of the combinations, like, you know, some pairings of weapons will be really exceptional at one thing, like long range, but it's pitiful at close range. And so you kind of have like a little bit of a give and take with that. But the Kar 98 plus M416 really doesn't have any downsides whatsoever. It might not be extraordinary at anything in particular, but it's far from being bad at anything. Like, if you have any sort of engagement, whether it's long range, medium, or even very close, the M416 Kar 98 combo is at least going to be competitive in all situations. So I think a lot of people in the comment section are going to agree about this one. Okay, moving on, and naturally coming in after this at the number 7 spot is the AUG and the AWM combo. And this is basically the same concept as the last combo that we just talked about, but it's like that, but on steroids. The AUG is just simply the better M4 pretty much, and the AWM is basically the better Kar 98. The only downside to this combo is that it's incredibly rare to get both of these in one game. Either you're going to get a flare gun and maybe end up with both of these, or you're chasing just tons of drops and being lucky enough to get all of them. And so while this doesn't really line up too often, I would say that it is just generally one of the best combos, but it is absolutely unbeatable. And I would say this is definitely a try-hard combo, because if you're going to be chasing drops like this, if you're playing that aggressive to end up with both these weapons, odds are you're going to have a level 3 helmet and a vest too. So, I mean, your sweat meter is going high up. But yeah, I think easily one of the sweatiest combos in the game, and one that I don't have any problem putting up here. Now, coming in at the number 6 spot is one that I can't really recommend that I agree with or that I would run. This is the Vector plus the SLR, and this was actually a pretty popular choice among you guys. And I wasn't really sure why this would be a combo, but, you know, I picked it up, I tried to get a little bit of playtime with it, and I started to realize why this became so attractive. Now, the new Vector, the one that shoots 9mm, I think is significantly better than the old one. And to be honest, like, I never was a big fan of the Vector back then. I would use it from time to time, but I've been finding myself using it much more now that it shoots 9mm, which is weird because I thought I'd use it less, but I kind of like it now. And then pairing that with the SLR, which is, in my opinion, one of the weirdest guns in the game. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's one of the weapons that's hard to control, and especially because you don't have all of the options like you do with a lot of the other DMRs when it comes to attachments and being able to control recoil and stuff like that. So I think the SLR is probably one of the most odd weapons in the game, and then pairing it with another odd weapon such as the Vector seems to be a strange combination if you ask me, but I think it can be very effective. I've pretty much always told you guys that SMG and DMR combos are just really a no-go. It's not something that I'd recommend any day, but honestly, this one might be the exception. The Vector and the SLR could be the anomaly of this, and I want you guys to let me know in the comment section if you've ever ran this combo and what you think about it and why it's so good. No matter what, though, it's easily one of the strangest weapon combinations, and it's not something that I would consider traditionally to be a good one. But yeah, that has to be probably a pretty sweaty combo if you're going to run it. But anyways, moving on and coming in at the number 5 spot. This was one of my picks for this list. It's going to be the barrel plus the M24 sniper, and I feel like this is definitely a try-hard combo in the way that it's one of those things where you really got to know the weapons to be able to use these. The barrel was one of those guns that came out, and I just didn't like it. I thought the recoil was just so unnecessary, but I realized after a little bit of practice with it that it is an extremely viable weapon. Now, not everybody agrees with that, but I think that combining this with the M24 can make a super deadly combo. A lot of people still have the myth in their head that it's like a bad idea to run 2 weapons that run the same ammo type, and like I think that used to be maybe a bigger rule that you should follow back in the day, but I don't think that's really too big of a problem now. Instead of ammo type, I think what really matters more is the weapon combination itself, or the gun synergy, and I think the barrel and M24 has a pretty good one. And also, this combo is rated very highly among you guys, so I think we're pretty much all in agreement about this one. One of the best combos in the game, hands down. Now, coming in at the number 4 spot is one I can absolutely vouch for, and this is the combination of the Groza and the Mini 14. I think these 2 weapons in particular are some of the weapons that a lot of good players tend to gravitate towards the most. Again, this is another one that if you're lucky enough to land a Groza in any given match, this is a really solid combination to run. It's one of the things that probably is the most aggressive combo, or it's at least cut out the best for that. And not to mention, this combination is amazing at literally everything except very long range. The Mini 14 does struggle at anything really outside of like 200 meters or so, like extremely long range fighting that, you know, is more cut out for like an AWM. The Mini 14 is going to struggle a little bit, and this combination can't really handle massively long range, but everything else is very exceptional. Only downside is, again, there is a element of rarity to this one as well, but if you're sweaty enough and you're chasing drops every game, you're probably going to land this at least a lot of the time. All right, moving on and coming in at our number 3 spot is a combo that I never really considered putting together. This is the MP5 SMG and the MK47 Mutant. The MP5, if you ask me, is easily the best SMG in the game, and it's unfortunate that it's not on every map because this is something that I would run over some assault rifles. If you've never used the MP5, it is absolutely glorious, so I definitely recommend you give it a try, but combining that with the MK47 Mutant, I never really thought of doing, but I realized that this combo would be super strong at medium range and even close range. Long range, maybe a little iffy, but I can see why this would be a deadly combo, and it's 2 weapons that are fairly easy to get a good handle on. It's a shame the MP5 is not on every map because I really think that it makes a nice addition to the SMGs, and so hopefully that when Erangel Remastered comes out, it becomes part of that, and maybe they'll ship it to every map eventually, but we'll have to wait and see on that. But if you're playing Vikendi, which the MP5 is featured on, and you want to pair with the MK47 Mutant, a lot of people claim that this is a sweaty and try-hard combo. But go give it a try and tell me what you think. All right, but coming in at the number 2 spot today, this is the combination of the K9 and the M24. And this is genuinely a combo that some people like to run. And you might think that's weird, and it's because it is. Like, you're going with the double bolt action snipers, generally one with like a red dot or some kind of close range sight, and then the other one with the scope. And this whole combo is very sweaty because you are banking on the fact that you're not going to miss. The whole big reason to run this as a combo is because you can basically like put off one really powerful shot, and instead of having to rebolt before shooting another, you can quickly swap to your other weapon and then get a follow-up shot. So if you do hit your shots, it can be very dangerous, but it's not viable all the time. It's really something that you got to be in a sweaty mood for, or maybe you're doing a challenge or something, but it's not a combination that I would recommend, just practically speaking, if you just, you want to have a solid game and get a lot of kills. It's pretty much what I would call Adderall the combo. I guess it's something, if you're feeling particularly try hard that day, then you can consider running it and see how it goes. But yeah, you might have really good luck or you might have really bad luck with it. You'll have to give it a try and see how it goes. But finally, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've all been waiting for, the #1 spot of the most try hard combination in this game, I gotta say, is the combination of what is literally the best two guns in the game. This is the Mark 14 and the AWM. Now, the thing what makes this so sweaty is, first of all, they are both crate weapons, so you really got to be at least trying somewhat hard to get both of these in any given match. But also the fact that the MK14 is used by most people as a DMR, and that's basically what it is. That's what it should be used for. But you can also use it as an assault rifle by putting a red dot, and it's pretty much required that you run a compensator with this thing if you're going to be spraying with it, because otherwise it's just way too hard to control. And the Mark 14 absolutely does take some degree of skill to control, no matter how you're using it. And so combining this with the AWM can make an unbelievably dangerous combo, and I literally think it is the best combination in the game theoretically. If you can use it properly, it just has the highest amount of kill potential. And no matter what, if you end up with both of these weapons in the same match, then by automatically you have to have at least level 3 armor and a helmet as well. So it's one of those things that is probably one of the most sought after weapon combinations in this game, and is extremely try hard or sweaty if you ask me. So definitely something that I believe is the best two weapons in the game, and you should try to give it a go if that's all possible. But anyways, guys, that is going to be my list today of the top 10 most try hard combinations of weapon combos in this game, and you can let me know what you think about this list. If I missed any weapons combos that you believe to be really try hard that good players tend to run that I missed on this list, then let me know what that is down below in the comment section. But otherwise, let me know your thoughts. I want to thank you guys so much for watching the video today, and if you enjoyed it, I'd really appreciate a like rating, and subscribe if you are brand new before you leave around here. And also make sure you go check out my second channel. Link will be down below in the description, where I'm uploading more content as well. So make sure you go down there and subscribe before you leave too. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching once again. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all on the next stream or the next video. Take it easy and peace out.